This is the one more keyword you can see var, var. Actually, now means after before we saw just like integer, float, decimal, like different data types we saw. Now it is one more data type called var. Okay, it is introduced on something 3.0 versions. Actually, what is the meaning of var means? Any type of data we can store into var. Nothing but say suppose if I given int, what data to store, just like 0 numeric values I can store 0, 1, 2, 3 like this numeric. If I go to string data I can store just like double quote. But var to store all type of data type. Just like var I can give var a equal to 1, var a equal to something other, or var equal to a equal to just like 20.0. Okay, like this any type of data I can store. So var nothing but it is variable data. You can store any type of data, just like integer, float, string, or characters, or list, like this any number of data. But what is the problem using var? Normally how it will be? Int a equal to 10, again a equal to 20, a equal to 30. Now output 30. First a equal to 10 I assigned, afterwards a equal to 20 I assigned, 30 assigned, 30 output. Okay, if you take var a equal to, it will store any type of data, integer, string, float, or money, any type of data it is storing. Now var a equal to, suppose I given 10, again a equal to 20, a equal to 30, output is 30, no problem, same output. Now what is the problem? Var a equal to 10, a equal to something red. Now output for the output. Actually it will not accept, it will go compile time error. What the meaning of the meaning? See, is in first when I assign, automatically my data type is integer. When I am assigning time a equal to my data type string, but variable it is not possible to change dynamically what type of you want to change. When declaration time only, it will take whatever you want. Just like a equal to integer it will accept, string it will accept, decimal it will, anything it will accept, but automatically dynamically if you want to change one data type to one data type, it is not possible by using var. Var it will store any type of data type, but it is when initializing time only we need to say this integer or string or float, whatever you want, but runtime it is not. This is also very important question in interview. They will give some scenario. First they will ask what is the var. You need to say var is nothing but it will store any type of data type, just like integer, string, or float, any type it will store. Definitely they will ask var. They will give an example, var a equal to 100 or something. After var a equal to red, what is the output? It will okay. This is the important topic of var. Just like I am going to give an example. Okay, where int equal to 1, where string a, where character string a, where string adi, and 1 again I'm going to give okay 10. Okay, same. First it is accepted integer value, my data variable name where integer, and second I given where character type, afterwards string. For string only I am passing one more string, just updating. Adi I given, red color I given, updated. Next where string equal to 10 I given, 10 nothing but integer to I am pushing into string. That's why it is doing error. See here, integer to string it is not possible. Okay, that's what it is. Means what is the meaning? Where it will store any type of data, but it is only first compile time only. But after means once if you assign the one value, it will not possible to do. Same thing if you use here again where, it will accept again. We had third code, this one, it will accept. Why? Because it will take as a integer data type. Now it is starting onwards integer only. What is the meaning of, see, suppose I created one structure for just like 1 year age student, means boy. That's if I try to give 10 years, that is not possible to wait dress or not. It's not like the scenarios. Means where it is allocated for integer when I declaration. After declaration, when I try to push other guy, it is not possible. That's okay. You understand now why error? Where is nothing but it is variable, any type of data it will store, but it is only when declaration time. After declaration, when compile time, if you try to push another data, it is not possible, it will throw error. This is one example. This is some commenting. You understand know this one? Next, down one more example is there. See here, just first I declare where I equal to 10. Okay, automatically console.write line I dot get data type. Means get data type is one method, and I am getting type of I equal to string of int 32. Means based on my input, automatically it is taken data type. That's why int 30 integer is a data type. Next afterwards, where string is a hello world. This is the string data type. When I find it here, system dot string. String is the one data type. Again I given something double boolean. What is the meaning? That automatically dynamically it is changing the data type. But see, all things are given where. I am not doing different types. This is the use of where. If you using unknown type of data, if you sometimes we don't know what data type they will be. Just like I told you one example for result before, student exam result. I have different, in one text box, sometimes I will provide integer, just like hall ticket number. Sometimes I will provide date of birth. Sometimes I will need to provide something different, just like Google search also. Google search box is there. Sometimes we will enter numerical data types. Sometimes we will enter string, decimal. Based on data type, where you need to store. So if I try to store that value in integer, means again I need to convert integer. If I enter string to integer, not possible, it will throw error. That time can use. If you don't know what's the data type perfectly you are going to use, means that time use where, and we can use further based on your requirement. This is the where use. This is just like one keyword. This is very important keyword, where. One more keyword will come, dynamic. I will explain next. Afterwards, some topics. Dynamic nothing but same where how we use where dynamic, but dynamic opposite to where. It is dynamically also, when runtime also it will change. This scenario I said, no, where a equal to 10 and again a equal to this dynamic, it will work. This automatic will change the data type. I'll show you afterwards that one. Is some topics is in between. Okay, this is the where. Okay, actually here you can see implicitly and explicitly. Okay, implicit and explicit are earlier explained, no? Just like conversions, implicit and explicit. One data type to another data type, you can two types of implicit and explicit conversions. Here integer is implicit and where is the explicit and where is the implicit data type. Okay. Next one, where we are going to use where. This is the how to get the where data type. Just now I showed no example. Where you can use this different types for local variables in a function or for loop. For loops, suppose sometimes my data just like arrays or array list, different data types will become. I have different variables. See, suppose sometimes my array will store similar data type. In future it will become something different. Collections will become collections and all. There you can store in one, just like one type of array, you can store A, 1, B, C, D, 2, 2.0, 4.0, like this mixed type of data type. Mixed type of data type, if you declare integer like this in for loop, nothing but for integer I equal to like this, I nothing but some different data. That time it will problem like that. This is the different data types. That time you can use where. Okay. Next where you can use for each and using statements as well as anonymous and all I will explain afterwards. Link you also I will explain. Link you also one more technology. There and all you can use this where keyword. Where nothing but if you don't know what the data type it will return or you give, that time you can use. That's the main scenario. Okay. Okay. Next main topic, encapsulation and abstraction. Actually here encapsulation and abstraction no keywords properly. Actually if you go to OOPS concepts, class, object, inheritance, this and all we having separate keywords. Just like class means class, we don't have keyword. Inheritance means just like we have colon, by using inheritance we can use inheritance concept. But abstraction and encapsulation there is no particular keyword. This is just like one topic. Abstraction and encapsulation just like one topic. It's very important. Some guys will ask what is the difference between abstraction, what is the difference between encapsulation. It will under the OOPS concept. These two are OOPS concepts. See here. This is one main example. Our mobile set, our laptop, our bike, or anything. Just like see abstraction nothing but what we are going to see. Just like structure. Encapsulation what abstraction nothing but what are the going to use. Just like print structure we need. What are the going inside that are all we need. Just like how to call, how to message, how to click the call, how to emails, this and all we need. But what are the inside going on process and all for us we need. That's concept called abstraction. What is encapsulation nothing but what are the parts and what are the logical code is having inside, that's no need to show outside. This logical part that, but we can, it is very much similar to abstraction and encapsulation, but little bit difference is there. I will show you difference. Now you understand now abstraction nothing but what you want to show to outside, that's abstraction, and with some features we need to show outside, what are the logic we need to hide. And encapsulation nothing but for call purpose what are the things I need to do. First I need to open the that what is the phone symbol. Afterwards phone we need to open. Afterwards number we need to enter. After numbering we need to dial. After dialing we need to select which network, which SIM. Afterwards it will inside what will happen. First of all it will check the number correct or not. Afterwards it will check which network it is going on. So suppose which network, why it will check means sometimes your balance was only for Airtel or only for one particular network. That time what is the problem? It will not go to other network. That's why it will check which network. Each and every time it will check which network you are calling. Afterwards, which state? STD local, STD ISTD. Suppose your balance for local is not possible to STD ISTD. That's also it will check. Afterwards, who destinator, where he having target, where he is. He is in same state or different state, or he is in without tower, like this. Afterwards, means it will go to your mobile to tower, that tower to target where is having that tower. Afterwards, it will reach to mobile. Afterwards, mobile is reachable or engaged or something it will come. This and all what the process is going on, for us no need. What we need? First entering the number, dialing number, final output. What are the process inside? So many steps is there. That and all no need. This so many steps we can call as a encapsulation. Encaps means all we are capturing and keeping into one block. What is the block? Just like dialing the number and keeping the nearby here, and we are getting the busy voice or ringing voice or lifting voice of that end customer. We are hiding all steps. Where what are the steps required to outside? We are giving that steps. That's called encapsulation. Okay, I will give one example. Just see. See here, private, okay, public. Okay, now here encapsulation. This is one best example for encapsulation and abstraction. Just see here, I have class user. Okay, under the class user, I have public bool add user, and one more method, validate user, add to DB. Different methods. Just like I said, no, different steps for calling. You need to check in which network, balance, low balance, or high balance, or same city or other states. Like different methods validation. They created separate methods for balance checking, one method. For calling, it is local, means STD, ISTD changing purpose. They created one method. Like this different methods is there. Here also, for one, I have one registration form. Just like small name, email and password, or you can take uname. This is a uname, email address, password, and in this is the enter button I have. Now my destination, this final target or destination, just like my DB, I have one table, TBL users. Under the TBL users, I have just like sequence ID, afterwards uname, email, password and status. Like this, I have one table. What's my main requirement was here? I need to take the data and then to push into my database. This is the UI, this is the database backend. What is my main aim? I need to push the data. Pushing data is very easy, but we need to check some validations here. First, what I need to do? I need to connect. I need to connect my DB. For connection purpose, I need one method for connection purpose. Afterwards, after connecting data, I need to check valid user are. Meaning of that one is already, see, suppose in my database already one something adi at gmail.com 123 status is 1. Already adi exists. My email also already is there, adi at gmail.com. When I try to give one more time adi, if I insert, that is again duplicate. That's problem will occur. See, suppose Facebook I already account, or Gmail with same email ID. Suppose my email ID is something jc.adi, my email ID is there. When I try to give same email ID, it is not accepted. That type scenario we need for validation one method. This method one. One more thing, this is email validation. One more validation, username, validation. You understand now what is the username validation? For Facebook and if you give one same username, it will show already username exists. Please try other username, it will come. The purpose it is doing. And password validation. Password nothing but if you can use a number of, say suppose I am also using 123 password, you can also 123 use it. That's not valid. How it will password validation is, it is reaching strength of password. Just like it is not proper password. Password standards just like capital letters, small letters, and digits and symbols. Like this validation we need to do. Or length 8. This under the password validation. Okay. Next, username validation also. Username must be 8 characters. Like this different validation method. This also one more method. Okay. Now, method 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 methods I have. But what the end user, this and all no need. End user no need. Only what end user need? This structure. Okay. This structure, if you see, if I keep this is a public, this is a public, 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 public. These all methods can access. Separate. Means by using access specifiers. By using access specifiers, what are the features required, what are the features not required, that's we are going to use. That's called, means what are going to use to end user, that's called abstraction. This abstraction nothing but what are the features required to end user, that's feature only we are giving to abstract. So suppose this and all I don't want, for condition no need, valid. Finally I want insert is a one method. This is a one method 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Method 5 is my insert method. I want to give access only, this is a public. Remaining are private. This public method user can access. Means user leave it, this user section is our user section. Normally what are the who are developer no? That developer inside only we are providing user section, insert option only insert. Remaining methods we are keeping private. Only we are able to access insert. This is called abstraction. Abstraction nothing but by using access specifiers, we can protect the data. If you see, suppose I given all public means they can come to know what's the username password of my database. In connection scene, I need to mention username password. And what I am doing formula means, see suppose sometimes I need to validation purpose I need to use formulas. Just like is matching 8 characters or 9 characters already exist. These are not formulas I need to use. That and all I need to hide. If I given public means all can access outside. That's again problem. That purpose we are doing private is public. This is the abstraction. Okay, now clear abstraction. Now encapsulation. Encapsulation nothing but is also similar to abstraction, but what the I want to insert one record into my database. What are the things I need to follow? First I need to method 1 I need to follow, method 2 I need to follow, method 3, method 4, method 5 I need to follow. Instead of following methods by all methods, if I call individual I need to call, this is difficult. These are all methods. First connection DB and validate email, validate username, validate something password, and validate username length, validate username password. Okay. This all I am keeping into one method, encapsulation method. In the encapsulation method, I am validating all things. Instead of, say suppose each and every time for validation purpose I need to call, for this one I need to call, for this one, like this I need to call n number of times. Instead of n number of calling, here all we need to push into one method, that method we are calling. This is called encapsulation. Encapsulation also it will main proper points was access specifies public or private like that. Abstraction also main key roles access. It's very important questions. They will ask what is different. If you say normal definition is not understandable. Just take like this example. Please just like take one example, just like mobile or laptop or something. Encapsulation nothing but means abstraction nothing but what are the features we are going to use. But encapsulation nothing but again each and every step we are not going to validate. One step we are going to validate, that one only is going to validate. That's the again encapsulation. This is the abstraction and encapsulation. Any doubt in this abstraction is very very important. Like this is the main use of abstraction. This are known keywords for abstraction or encapsulation. Only these are topics. How we are going to avoid for attacks. Attacks nothing but hacking. Hacking or something. How we are going to avoid these different levels of structures and we are doing this. Okay, any doubt? This is one example for abstraction and encapsulation. Okay, see here in my this console project I created two classes, one program class, one is user class. Okay, program is my main class. Okay, under that I have main method. Now user is my one more class. Okay, here see observe, here add user is my main method. Under my sub methods are validate user, add to DB. Okay, this is the separate. I took only 3. If you want, you can take a number of separate classes. Keep here, see here private. This is the public. Okay, now see here what I'm going to do. When I come to add user, string name, email address, password, phone number I'm getting. First validate user. For validate user I'm sending the data. It is valid means it will come here inside. If it true means it will come inside, otherwise false it will return. Afterwards again it is going to add to DB. It will go and insert the DB and it will come. That DB inserting and I'll leave it. When I go into extend, I will insert the level. Leave it right now. Just keep in. Just look for the topic of abstraction and encapsulation. Now see here public I given. Here I given private. Here I given private. Now I want to insert the data by using this class. How I need to do? First of all I need to create object for my class. Okay, just come to this program. Okay, here I created object for my user class. User is equal to object name given user, obj user, new object. Now see when I obj user dot now. See here methods only add user is coming. Remaining methods is not coming. Come go and see here. Here how many methods is there? Add user, validate user, add DB. Different methods is there, but I am not able to access. That's the access specifies it in key pro. Here add DB. This is a private, this is a private, this is a public. Public fields only we are giving access to outside. Okay, and this is called abstraction. Means we are hiding the details. What are the methods? Now, for I want to insert the data into DB means I need to follow this one. But each and everything I don't want to follow. What I am doing, I created OBJ user. Here add users is there. I am going to add user. In add user only, I am first validating user, add DB. Means in one method only, I am aggregating, means I am keeping all methods inside. But structure was outside only, but calling are inside. Just like we are encapsulating into one form. Just like encapsulation, our just like tubes, medicine tubes. The tubes all powder will you in encapsulation format, encapsulation format. That's encapsulation nothing but we are actually we are keeping all what are the related method into one method. That method we are calling instead of calling a number of methods. That's called encapsulation concept. Abstraction method we are hiding the what are the features required we are showing. What are the non-features required we are hiding. That non-features required. What is the feature required? Add user feature required. Non-features required, validate user, add to DB. If we show this also, we can show this also. But what the problem is that they can come to know our formulas or security will less. Security proposition. That's why we are hiding. Okay, you understood? Any doubt? Next very important topic. Access modifiers or access specifiers. Okay. What's the mean? In word only we can say access modifier or access specifier. Access nothing but accessing. If you go to any organization or anything, if you do ID card, it is accessible for some places only, based on what type of user. See, suppose normal user means if you go to one company or organization, what for guest we can they will allow up to reception. Normal user guest. If you have some employees, employee cabins or labs, they will allow. And research users means they will do research areas, and administrator they can do all way. Just like authorized users, just like who are maintaining generators or servers, database servers, and they can go the restriction places. They cannot allow labs. Like that, different restrictions. Normal restriction means how we can give this allow or deny. Same thing here also, by using access specifiers, wherever you can go, wherever which class, that is our real time life. Here programmatical life, say suppose I am able to access all my methods, different classes methods in one class means that is no use. Sometimes I need to give some security for my methods, some username validations or password generation. That time I need to generate my password. Say suppose OTP. Or OTP. If OTP is coming to all mobile, same OTP is what is the security. How I can save my amount or how I can secure my amount. That and all acts by using access specifiers we can do in C# language. That totally 5 data type access specifiers is there. You can call access specifier, access modifier, different names. 5 type of access specifiers. That's called public, private, protected, internal, and protected internal. And here this is one table, this is a very important table, just keep in mind. Here I given different names within class. Class means you know already. Within class, what are the things we can add access. See, suppose in my class I have public properties or private properties or protected internal or internal properties. I can access public variables. I can access in my one class only. I have method. In same method only means I am calling there only. That time I can ask s all I can access. Now derived class. Derived, which we discussed today, derived class. What is the derived class? Inheriting concept. Parent to child. That time what are the things we can access? If I keep my methods as a public or protected like this different access specifiers. If I keep public, I can access. Private, not possible. Protected, yes. Internal, yes. Protected internal. Now, see here I kept within same assembly. Same assembly nothing but I already showed to you assembly. It will assembly details. It will store in here properties. We can show assembly info. What is assembly name? This is the assembly name. Assembly name nothing but in our scenario This is the same as our project. Okay. Sometimes I will call assembly, sometimes I will call application. Application nothing but one project. Okay, outside the class. My class one, see suppose I have only one assembly. This is my project. First example was same within class. First, okay, within class I have this is the one class Azure. Here I can access anything. Public is okay, private also okay, next internal also okay, next protected also okay, and protected internal also okay. This is an access. Next class was this is my class 1. This was class 2. Here I am giving inheriting concept. This is entirely this is the project, this is the class. Same class, same project. Same project, different classes, but inheritance. Here all is possible. Public is possible. See here I have method. Public method 1. I can access method 1. Okay. Private method 2. I cannot access. Okay. Private I cannot access. Next. What's the next? Protected. Protected method 3. Okay. This I can access. Okay. Next. Internal method 4. I can access method 4. Protected internal method 5. Method 5 I can access. This possible, this not possible. Okay. That's the same project. Now, one more example was same project, okay, but different classes. No relation between two classes. This is the same project, class 1, class 2. Now take public. Public can access. Next, private. Method 2, this not possible. Okay, method 2 not possible. Next, protected. Method 3 not possible. Next, internal. Method 4. Method 4 is possible. Next, protected internal. Method 5. Method 5 it is accepted. Okay. This is the same class. Now I am going to here see outside assembly, assembly and project is same. Okay. Outside assembly. How this outside? What is the meaning of this section is? This is the one project. Console abstract encapsulation one project. One more project was array 2-dimensional. These are two types separate project. I have one class in my encapsulation project. I want to access here. That type of scenario. Now see, this is the one more scenario. This is the one project. This is the one class. This is the one more project. This is the one more class. This is the project 1, project 2, class 1, class 2. Two classes. Now, okay. Next, public method 1. It is acceptable anyway. Okay. Next, private. Method 2. Method 2 not acceptable. Is not accessible. Next, protected. Method 3. Method 3 also not possible. Internal. Method 4. Method 4 not possible. Finally, protected internal. Method 5. Method 5 not possible. Only public properties we can access outside. That. It is a separate project. Now one more scenario. Projects was different. Project 1, class 1. Project 2, class 2. These two are inherited. Okay, that inherited concept I will show how to need to inherit it, how to that and this inheritance. Here, public. Again, method 1 acceptable. Next is private. Method 2 not acceptable. Protected. Method 3. Method 3 not acceptable. Next, internal. Method 4. Method 4 also not acceptable. Next, protected internal. Method 5. Method 5 is acceptable. This is the scenario where we are going to use. But
what is the difference between second and third?
sorry, second?
Second and third.
This one. Derived class and separate classes. It is inheritance classes. This is not inheritance classes. That's the main difference. These are inheritance classes. Derived, we are inheriting. They are inherited. These are same class, same project. This is the same project, same class. This is the same project, different classes and derived classes. Here the same project, separate classes, no derived classes, separate classes. Here separate project, separate classes. This separate project, separate classes but derived classes. Here to here we are derived. That's the derived class. This is the scenario of where we are going to use. And here also some different variations will come. Access space wherever we need to. I showed one table before only. For variables, what are the access space we can use? For classes, what are the access space? For internal, what are the interface, what are the access space we can use? I given before one table, just go through that. Now you understand what the scenario. Now I will give examples one by one. Can I give take one more project or same project can I explain? Okay. This and all, keep in mind, all are Tanjol applications. Okay. Now I am going to create one more Tanjol project. Tanjol access modifiers. Okay, this one I will explain last. Leave it. First I will go for first access specifiers. What is the first? Same class. Okay. Otherwise, wait. I will take one more class. Okay. See here I am taking one project extra. That's called class library. What is the meaning of class library? What is the meaning of Tanjol application? Means Tanjol application have their own starting point. Means it will individually start. means it will compile, but class library don't have any starting point. Just like this is a DLL, wherever you want to use reusable purpose, you can use class library. Okay. Okay, I'm doing access class library. Before I given console application something starting, here I given class library access modifiers. Okay, now here see here I have one class public class data. Okay, this is one my class. Here what are the methods, means variables I have? Totally public, private, protected internal, protected internal. What I said, no, each and every I have. I am not declaring methods, I declare the variables. Methods also can possible same thing, but I am taking examples as a variables. Variables first is a public data, private data, protected data, internal data, protected internal data. This is a one project. Under the project, one class. Under the project class, under the class, I declare the variables. Okay. Now I am going to explain first one. First one is same project, same class, same project, same class. This is the my project. This is the my class. In same class only I am able to public, sorry, cannot access like this, public void increment or add one. Public data is equal to public data plus 1. Next, private, protected, internal, protected, internal, protected, internal. We are able to access all these. First point is clarified. Okay, all variables, public, private, protected internal and internal, all topics we are able to access in same class, same project and same class. Okay. Now what is the second? Same project derived class. This is my first class, data. This second is a data one. Now data one. Okay, I inherited, derived it. What are the methods I can access? Now derived classes. Only private I cannot access. Now first of all I will uncomment all things. It is protected also is wait. No need object also here. I will explain this. Okay, we will keep. I will rename this one into this data 2. Okay. Now okay. Next, public equal to public data plus 2. Next, what are the names? method name I will give add to. Some difference I will show you. Now see, only private data we are not able to access. See that scenario? Method 1 we can able to access, public. Second method, private we are not able to access. Third, fourth, fifth we can access. Here also this is the real time. Public, I have what are the fields in my class? Public, private, protected, internal, protected internal. Okay, 5 data types I have. Okay, these 5 data types I am trying to access with same project derived classes. Derived classes nothing but inherited classes. In inherited classes I try to access 5, but I am not able to access private. Okay. Now second condition also is satisfied. Now we are going to third. Third nothing but same project, separate classes. Separate classes means I am going to. Okay. For without inheritance we need to create object. That's why I created object for the class. Now I am trying to access methods. Here I am going to give something. Otherwise I will give get data or add 3. Otherwise leave it any name. Okay, in third method, now what are the errors I am getting? Private and protected. Private, protected, we are not able to access. In same class, so not same project, different classes, no inheritance. Okay. These two are errors. Not error, you can say it is called as inaccess. Okay. Now, up to one project we completed, we change that. Now we are going to, these two are related to different project. That's why I am going to add, I added already one project now here, access modifiers. Access modifiers. This is a class library. Okay, yeah. I don't know this class library project is not possible to run. See, now I kept my class library is my startup project. When I try to run, error. Class library project is not able to start it individually. Class library, at least we need to take other help, just like console project or web project or Windows project. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take access one more class. This and all I'm going to uncomment. Now leave it. This also I'm going to comment. Now our third scenario was different project, different classes, access this course. Now I will close all things. Okay, now I closed all things. Now my properties are my project name was class library access modifiers, one class, and means project. Under the project class name was data. Okay, this is the class data. Okay, actually we can see here Here class name is a data, here class name is a class 1, but that's you can give any name. Actually when creating time it will give class 1, but we copy pasted into data. Okay, let's leave it. Here I have some properties. I have data class, I have some properties. This is a separate project. Now this is a console access modifier is one more project, program is a one more class. Now I want to access, I want to check what are the access space I can access. Now directly I try to access my public directly. It is not possible to access. We need to create object. What is the class name for this one? Data. When I try to access data, it will also not coming. Why means actually this is a separate project. There is no link between two projects. First of all, we need to do link. That link I already told you guys. This what's the use of references? Reference nothing but we are using reference from other projects. Just like here also first we need to use reference. Say suppose now I am going to use my class library on my access modifier project. That purpose I need to add my class library reference into my access modifier class. That's why first of all when you're doing anything, just build it. If you have any errors, build is build success. Down you can see. Now here right click and where you are going to add, go to access console underscore access modifiers, right click. Here you can see add reference, add service reference. Two types is there. Service reference is again different, it is web services and all. Now we are going to use reference. Here you can see so many tabs. First tab was .NET. These are the predefined already. Free means .NET framework already having so many namespaces. Just like we used here now upside system, system.collection, system.link, system.text. These are all predefined namespaces. That and all if you want to add extra, say suppose you can see here Microsoft Visual Studio Basics, Virtual C, and these are all different sys global. Okay, like this any number of is there. Based on your topic you can add that one. That is a .NET related. Next, COM related. Some third party COM related it will come here. Next, here our project related. Our project also, how many projects is there here? 53 projects is there. 53 access means DLLs you can find here. Each and every class means project you have one DLL. You want to link between any project, you can come and access. Now what classes I need to access? My class library underscore access modifier. First project I need to put into my access modifier. That's why it's selected here. Now here one more thing you can show, browse or recent. Recent nothing but meaning of recent, recently used. And browse nothing but, say suppose if you got the data from any third party, if you have, say suppose my data in pen drive. If I want to use my data from pen drive, means browse where it is I can find. But now I don't want. Now I want project. This all data in my project. This is a class. Here automatically added. See here you can see under the reference folder we can see class DLL. Where DLL you can find means just go any project, just right click, open folder in Windows Explorer. Here you can see bin folder. Under the bin debug, here you can see DLL file. This only we are adding into our folder. Just if you want to see that one, again go to your destination project, bin debug. It's not built till, that's why you afterwards that one. Now we added reference, okay. Reference add in the but it is not completed. Again we need to add into our reference into program. That's why we are going to use like this. Using what is that library name? Class library underscore access modules. Now I can able to data obj is equal to new obj data. Now I able to access. If you want to check it is that particular means just click on F12 on data where it is, just mouse over here. You can see G.NET C# class console application. Before console application and last parameter you can see class library underscore access modifiers. Okay, under the class you are able to get. What does that mean? We have added reference from one project to one project. Now here it is a separate project. These are the my access. Now we are going to do access modifier checking. 5 access modifiers is there. Now I am taking all. Here already is there, no? Okay, otherwise leave it. Obj dot. Only I am getting public data. The public data is equal to 30. Remaining things, when I try to take from here and I hard code also, it will not. Obj dot it will throw, yeah, okay. What you understood? For the class we can access only public properties. The class, this one, separate project, separate class, and how to access only public properties only we can access. Okay, you understood? Clear? That 4 over. Now 5th one, inheritance with different projects, different classes. Now here this I am going to create one more class, public class xyz. Now I am going to inherit data. Okay, now public, I need to create object data obj equal to, sorry, data obj equal to new. I have one method, public void method, inside method just bj dot, public data. I think we can access public and something is public and we need to access as well protected internal. Okay, these two we are able to access by separate project, separate class, derived classes, and we are able to access public and protected internal. Any doubt? These are the different classes. In this topic we covered all access modifiers, and also as well as I covered how to add reference file one project to one file. What is the meaning of class library? What is the meaning of console application? Where you need to use class library? This and all we covered now. Okay, keep in mind why you need to use class libraries. I already told before, just like a reusable purpose. Just like we can keep. Suppose I have just like I want to do addition of two numbers. Otherwise, mathematical operations I need to do. I created one class library for mathematical operations. Same library I can use a number of projects. Just like I have one Facebook project, or something Twitter project, Gmail project, like these different projects there. Each and every time I need to use same thing, just like addition of two numbers. The logic will not change mathematically. That's purpose each and every time no need to create. We can create like this class libraries. What the logic you can write here, you can access. That's the use of class library separately. Okay. This is the I give an example one by one. Okay, just go through one by one. And here also in this project, I given like this separately. Access modifier for internal private. But I covered all topics into here today. One example only. If you have any doubt, I will add this one also to the project. Just check it that one. Now, I given here examples as well. What are the access modifiers? What is the meaning of that one by one. What I explained, all things is there. Okay. This is the access modifier. Okay. Next topic was exceptions. Okay, what is the meaning of exception? Any mistake or any. That's called under the exception will come. Actually, two types of exceptions will come: compile and runtime. Compile time is if you mistaking any syntactical, that's called compile time. See, just like if I missed out semicolon and try to build my project, it will show colon expected, semicolon expected. It is called compile time error. Runtime error nothing but when you run in time based on your data, it will throw error. That type of errors you can call it runtime error. What is the best example for runtime error? Divided by 0. What is the meaning of divided by 0? You suppose I have made it 20 by 0. 20 by 0. This is called divided by 0. One more known, suppose A equal to divided by 0. This is known error. One more thing, array. Array I given 3 elements. My array size is 3. First I push first, second, third, fourth. When I try to push fourth element, automatically it will throw out of bound error. Means my length was 3. When I try to push 4, it will show out of. This is also one type of error. This is a divide by error. Like this, so many errors. That and all, it will come under the exception. You know now two types of exceptions. One is compile, one is runtime. Compile nothing but when you compile time only we are able to find out. Runtime is when you running the program based on data, it will throw error. Compile time errors no need to handle anything. Why? Because if you compile means compile time syntax error means automated program at all it will not run. Thus there only we need to clarify. Runtime errors must and should we need to handle by using exception handlers. But that errors we need to suppose if you divide by 0 errors comes, if you show divided by 0 error to outside users means it is not at all good. And you saw some pages, some websites, if you open, it will come yellow pages, yellow color pages, and it will show some different language. Means not language, different error message will go divided by 0 or connection string problem, like this different error. But if you see show to that we can call as a yellow pages. Yellow pages means the entire screen of that one it will come yellow color, black screen letters will come error message under. That's the we can call yellow pages. If you show yellow pages to end user, it's not at all good. And one more thing, if you show yellow pages to end user, they can hack the application. How it will be hacked means, if you show yellow pages, you can see there some error message as well. What's error doing? See, suppose if you show in connection string, I got error means my connection string username, password of my database, all these is I'm using in connection string only. If you show that one to end user, they can come to know my database username password. They can log in and then they can change my database, or they can delete the data, or they can take my structure of database. This and all yellow pages very dangerous in C sharp. Not C sharp, any application yellow pages is a very dangerous. Not only C sharp or .NET, it is related to Java, PHP, anything. Yellow pages are very dangerous. This hacking, and it is not very ugly to show to users or where in users. That's this topic was related to that one. Exception. Actually, exceptions, how it is is a exception structure. Okay, see here, object nothing but our system. Basic, under the structure, exceptions, different levels. System exceptions, application exceptions, and system exceptions again internal exceptions, null reference exception, COM exceptions, invalid operation, argument error, argument null exceptions, and like this different errors. Null reference exception, accept variance exception. This and all we are going to see. One means not this and all based on our topic, it will go to our references. This all errors, what is the structure, what is the meaning of this diagram is, each and every error, it is indicating one type, just like it is all inheriting from system. Now I should know integer console.writeLine will return. Normally console.writeLine first it will inherit to console it will inherit system. Like this, each it is suppose if I got divided by 0 error, it will go to some exceptions like this. See here, argument exception or argument null exceptions, and here null reference exceptions, invalid operation exceptions, or arrays exceptions. Arrays I don't know, array out of bound array. That out of bound array, it will come to one error. That too it will related to array related to again system exceptions. Like this will go point to point, finally object. Object is a my base, under the base, these are the derived class. See here, this is a one type of error. So, small example. What's the error here? Student is my class. Okay, I created an object with null. Null nothing but we are not assigning any data. But in next step, string name equal to student name. I assigned null, but I am trying to access the data. I didn't assign any data, but I am planning to take the data. That type of scenarios we got exceptions. Okay. These are some important exceptions. Argument exceptions, argument null exceptions, argument out of range, divided by 0, and not means file not found exceptions. File not found, when it will come? Suppose like this files is there. I am trying to access files. It is here we can see directly, but programmatically I am trying to access the file. Now if I want to, I went to my something this Sony 8 GB, I can able to access my data directly, no problem. But programmatically I want to access the data means, so file not exist, that one type of exception. And out of range exception, out of invalid operations, and invalid cast, and key not found, not supported exception, null reference, outflow, out of this and all different so many exams classes exceptions is there. Again, in each exception, that is already predefined class, means predefined exceptions. Each exception, what is the meaning of exception and when it will rise and where it is rise. I want to see, suppose exceptions finding, okay, where I got exceptions I need to find. That's also C# compiler. It will do, and it will give the which line you got exceptions, why you got exception. See, suppose if you divide by 0 exceptions, we need to come to know we use RAL format. That's why divide by 0. That's and all. It will give what exception class will provide. Exception message will provide. Track value will provide. Afterwards, inner exception, help link, this and all. What the data is provided, that exception class for each and every exception. Okay. Next, This is the main topic. Now we able to means exceptions is there class. How to handle the exceptions is the main part into development. Exceptions and all C# compiler it will take care. If you means how exception find and all. But after finding exceptions, how we need to handle? That's our side. That's a exception handling. Okay. Tomorrow next class I will start exception handling. Okay. This exception handling very important. Here nothing but only 4 keywords is there. Try, catch, finally, no. Okay, 4 keywords is there. Try nothing but we are trying to handle. Catch nothing but that catching the errors or storing. Finally nothing but reallocating. Throw is just like we are throwing to one class to one class. That's the different keywords is there. I will show you one example. Afterwards, after this, nested try, nested custom exceptions. Okay, interfaces. Tomorrow interfaces, exceptions and interfaces I will cover. Okay. Next main topics were collections. After this is the collections very big topic. Collection not big topic, it is similar topic. One collections only we have see. These are the different event. Array list, stored list. What are the array list, stored list? This and all means just like how you use the arrays before, no? Arrays advantage of advanced array list. Again next stored list, stack, queue, stack and all queue you already means in C, C++ we come to already use stack, queue, hash table. This and all how you are going to use into our structure. I am going to explain. Next queue. These are the collections. Again generic collections will come. After generic collections, anonymous methods, extension methods, delegates. These are the different topics is there. This and all entirely it is a small topic only, but I given a step by step example. That's why this document is very big. Now onwards it is very less time it will take. I will complete very fast. This and all, no problem. Next this and all related to collections only. Next files. This also very important. What is the meaning of file? Just like our file. How to open the file, how to read the file, how to write the file, like this. Next, normally read file, write file, computer we can just open like this. But I am going to explain how to do that operation on our application. Okay. Next, directories. Directories nothing but folders. Okay. This is the how memory will allocate and all. Next, what is the difference between string and string builder also is there one more. String normally it will store the string data. String builder, what is the difference? And generics. Generics also very important topics. Okay, it is new future. Afterwards, generics collections, all again collections will come. Generics collections, what we array list that and all, what are the under the generic list. Next, after this one, link queue. Okay. Thread one more topic is there. Thread also important. Again GC, garbage collector. This almost garbage collector is the last topic. And using statement, we are using somewhere using what is use of using. Next, extension methods. Enum. Enums also some little bit big topic. Means it is not big, very small, but different examples. Afterwards, this multi delegates and what is a multicast delegates, single cast delegates, anonymous methods. Okay, these are different topics pending. Okay, any doubt today?